If you're like most former corporate executives that I work with, the chances are you've been told to get on LinkedIn and connect with everybody that's a CEO or C-level leader to grow your business. But is it working? Chances are it's probably not. And you know as well as I do, the decisions that are being made are probably in rooms that you're not even a part of yet. But there's good news. You probably know people that are in those rooms. In the next 8 minutes, I'm going to give you the exact process to get in front of those people in a non-salesy, very much relationship building way that will grow your business quickly, effectively, and with the right people. So stick with me. If we haven't met yet, I'm Elisa Connor, and this is the Marketing Menagerie. This is the show where I share with you what's working for former corporate executives who have started coaching and consulting businesses. More often than not, we are paring down tactics to make them more effective and more efficient so that we're spending less time and money on things that don't work. So if you're tired of the old advice of post more and create more content and do more for LinkedIn, even though it's not working, stick with me because we're going to dive into a plan that actually works and gets you in front of the right people. So if you are tired of the advice of post here, post there, do it, post every day, post, create live videos, write a book, all of these different things, you're tired of all the advice that doesn't seem to be getting you clients, stick with me because we're going to walk through a process that's made for executives and people that have really great networks to get you in front of the clients that actually will pay you what you're worth and benefit from the things you can do for them. Now, you and I both know in corporate, decisions are made in rooms that as a business owner, you don't typically have access to. However, you have access to the people who have access to those rooms, whether they're executive assistants, other leaders, former colleagues, lawyers, accountants, anybody that would work with those people in that same room that the decisions are being made on a daily basis is the person that you need to get in front of and build a relationship with. Here's the good news. You probably have relationships with a lot of those people. You've just kind of let them go to the wayside since you started your own gig. If that's the case, stick with me because we're going to create a step-by-step plan, 5 steps, quick actions to start getting your results. So the first thing you're going to want to do is find a place to document this. I don't care if it's a piece of paper. I don't care if it's a spreadsheet. You come up with the system that works best for you. Then I want you to start brainstorming at least 20 people that you can connect with or that you're already connected with that would know your ideal client. So if, for example, if you're looking through your connections and you are connected with 3 or 4 executive assistants and you think, hey, where are they now? And who do they know that I need to know? And have they switched companies? Like go and do a little digging on these people, put them on the list. Think through your network and who are the people that serve the same audience that you do in a different way. Are there other consultants? Are there other people that perform completely different services, like that aren't consultants, but maybe they're CPAs, maybe they're lawyers, maybe they're financial advisors? Do they work with and talk to your ideal clients? And if so, how are you going to build relationships with them? So let's use an example. If you work with other consultants, so maybe you're in manufacturing and you focus on operations, who are the other people that would work with that manufacturing company? Well, it's more than likely that they're going to have somebody that does marketing. They're going to have somebody that is talking to them about their leaders. They're going to have somebody that is helping them handle HR issues. They're going to have somebody that's helping them address suppliers. Like there's all of these different components of the business, and we just stop at C-level. But really, to get to the C-level people that we need to get in front of, we have to talk to all these other people. Because when we talk to them and then our name keeps coming up, guess who they're going to be interested in talking to? You. Yeah, that's right. You. So we're going to look through our network and we're going to see, do we have former colleagues? Do we have former employers? Do we have former bosses? Like, where are they now in the realm of this new relationship that you want to build with them? Because the relationship you had with them has evolved and it's different. And so now you need to look at it in a different lens. So make a list of 20 people and look at all of those people. The last area you can look at is if you're involved in something like Vistage or any other type of business development or coaching development, Who are the leaders there that can introduce you to other people and take advantage of that? So many times people join organizations to build their business and they don't take advantage of the network. They don't go and network with anyone. They just go through the training and go to the meetings, but they don't ever follow up and network with people. Your net worth is your network. So if you don't have a good network, you need to go and start working on that just like you would with anything else. So that's step number one, is creating that spreadsheet and making a list. Now, step number two, for the love of Pete, do not, whatever you do, reach out and go, hi, I'm Bob, and now I used to be here, and now I'm doing this for people. And do you want to set up a call so I can do it for you too? No, Bob, we don't. Click. Like, nobody wants that, so don't do that. Instead, rethink the relationship. How would you want somebody to approach you that didn't know you? You would want them to help you in some way. So how are you going to help them? And how specifically are you going to help them with a big problem they're having? So if you just walk in, if I were just to send out a message to, Joe Blow over at whatever company, ABC Widgets, and say, hey, I do marketing. I do marketing for people, and we know a lot about AI. And so we're helping people with AI. Like, how many people do you think send that exact same message? Everyone. But if instead I sent a message that said, hi, I'm Elisa Connor. I work with specifically consultants that used to be in corporate. They're trying to outsource everything to AI to make it more efficient and create a whole marketing department through AI. What we found is they're making these three huge mistakes. And when we corrected those mistakes and used AI effectively, their sales grew by 60%. Do you want to see the research? Do you want to see what we're doing? Because if you do, I'll send it over to you. Which one are you going to say yes to? The second one. I mean, I already know the answer. The second one. So you need to have that same kind of pitch for yourself. Because if you're going in and offering value to a specific problem that they're having, they're going to say yes. And then you can follow up with them and go, hey, did you like the article? I'd love it if you'd share it with somebody else. You start the conversation. What was your biggest takeaway? What are you guys implementing? Did you get to read it? Whatever it is, that's a second follow-up. The third piece you can do is say, hey, I noticed that you're connected to so-and-so. I used to know, whatever you make the connection, I see that they might be struggling with this same problem. How well do you know them? Would you be willing to connect the two of us to see if, maybe I could share the article with him, or we can build a relationship, or whatever it is, however you want to create that connection? You're asking them for a warm introduction. Now, I'm going to preface this with a warning. You may find that even though people are connected in their network, they don't actually know that person. So if that's the case, that's okay. You just got to find a different way to get in front of them. But on more than one occasion, I have reached out to people and said, hey, I see that you know so-and-so. Would you mind introducing us? I think that, it'd be really great to collaborate with them or connect and see, what we have in common, how we could help each other, whatever that might be. And they're like, yeah, I really don't know that person. We just connected. And so if that's the case, that's okay. You just got to brainstorm a different way to get in front of them or find somebody else that they might be connected to. But be aware that not all connections are real connections. When you put this process into place, you will be the exception. Most people won't quite know what to do with you because you actually want to connect and form a relationship instead of just slam, bam, thank you, ma'am, which is what a lot of LinkedIn has become, and all of social media, really. So that's step number 3, is reach out and ask for the introduction. And if they don't get to it right away, like, we have to remember these people are running businesses. They have fires that they have to put out every single day. They have things that they're handling on a daily basis, and it might take a little bit of time for them to do the introduction. So you can do one of two things, or you can do them both, actually. You can continue to follow up with them a couple of times, and if they don't hear back, you may say, hey, I know you are probably super busy. Everybody's really busy right now. I can just write the introduction for you, and then you can copy and paste it and send it over to them. And that would really help me out to get in front of this person that I don't know. Would you be willing to do that? 9 out of 10 times they're going to say, yeah, that would be great. I did not mean to forget about you. It's just been crazy over here. And you writing this it makes it so much easier than me having to come up with something to say. And then the other thing is that if you don't hear back from them after, maybe a couple of reach outs about the introduction, is you can just put them on the list for a little bit later. Reach out to them in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days and keep following up with them. Keep interacting with them. One thing that I forgot to mention on step number 1 is that when you're reaching out to these people initially, is you want to go do a little research. Because if you're just reaching out to people and you don't know what's going on with them and you don't know what they're interested in, it's going to make for a really hard conversation. If you actually go and see what they're interacting with and the posts that they like and the comments that they're making and the things of interest to them, it makes it much easier for you to open the door. Might have to do a little stalking, but that's okay. Like if you're doing it out of a place of wanting to build a relationship, that's completely different than being like a weirdo. So don't be a weirdo when you're stalking. Just be a nice stalker. I did not even say that on the internet. Well, maybe I did, but so that is step number 3 is reaching out. Now, if you don't get if you don't, step number 4 is to continue to follow up, just like an executive would. You want to follow up with people and do what you say you're going to do so that they know that is how you operate. You operate in integrity and in a way that is, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And you can always end the conversation with, what is it I can do for you? Do you need to meet somebody? Are you trying to reach out? Are you looking for a job? Like, you don't know what the situation is. They might need something. And so always leave it open for them to ask you for something as well. Like maybe they need to meet somebody else, or maybe they're trying to expand out, move into a different career. We don't know, and we're not going to know if we don't ask. But if we continue to follow up and show them that we're here for the long haul, the likelihood that they're going to want to build that relationship with us is significantly higher. I'll use an example. So years ago, I had a podcast and I would reach out to different business owners to be guests on the podcasts. And I would try to bring in different perspectives, different areas of business, a lot of things that we're talking about in this episode. And to this day, the majority, I would say probably 99% of those people, I could call them up or I could reach out to them on LinkedIn and start up a conversation again because I built the relationship from the foundation. I didn't know them from Adam, but reaching out to them and giving first, inviting them on the show, letting them promote it, all of those different things helped build that relationship. And most of the time when I post things on LinkedIn, it's somebody that I've either worked with or somebody that was a guest on my podcast that will comment and engage because they feel as though, which is very much intentional, we've built a relationship together. And I often look at people who they just connect going back to, I don't really know that person. They collect connections on LinkedIn as a vanity metric. But if you actually look at the number of people that you are connected with and you put them in a room and say you have 1,000 people you're connected with, could you manage 1,000 people on a conversational level and have relationships with them? More often than not, no. And so the big numbers are not the things that are going to grow your business. The connection and relationship building will. It will significantly impact and grow your business quicker, more efficiently, and without all of the posting and social media and investing in all of these different things. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those things, but if you're not at the stage in your business where you can get assistance with those things and be very strategic with them, you're just throwing money at the wall and hoping that something sticks. So that brings up a really great question, which is, do you know what stage of business you're in? Because a lot of times the challenges we have at the very beginning, the start area of our business, if we don't address those things and we continue to grow our business, those problems don't go away. They just get bigger and they nag a little louder. And then at some point, you're looking at a collision if you're not handling them. So if you're not sure what stage of business you're in and where you should be operating, I made it really easy for you. I created an assessment like takes 3 minutes to take it. It's going to give you your results at the end, and then you're going to get some really specific tips and insights on what you should be doing in the stage that you're in. So if you aren't sure of your stage or you want to double check where you are, the link for that assessment is not only in the comments, but also in the description below. So go and take that so you know where you are, and you can amplify your growth really quickly by playing in the area where you're going to be the most effective and making sure that all of the challenges that need to be addressed are being addressed in your stage. So as you grow, they're already dealt with. You don't have to deal with them later. So then last but not least, a little bonus tip for you is if you're reaching out to these people and you've already identified that you have all these kind of power partner people that you can connect with that offer different insights and different value than you do, but talk to the same people, why not partner with them on a quarterly or biannual basis and deliver like a jam-packed resource or event, or however you decide to put it together with them? Collaborate, offer insights that are going on currently in the industry that you serve, that you specifically are addressing, get them to come into, invite their audience. This grows your name in front of their people, their name in front of your people, and it gives you another reason to reach out to the people that you've been trying to reach out to. If you take this process and you implement it and you actually do the work and you reach out to people and you start to build those relationships, your sales will grow. There is no way it won't work. And most people fall off by just reaching out one or two times and then they think, oh, that didn't work. But relationships take time to build. I mean, think about the people in your life that you have deep connections with, whether that's friendships or a significant other or whatever. You didn't instantly just wake up and go, oh, we're getting married. No, of course not. It takes time to build that relationship, get to know that person, trust that person with your innermost details, all of the things that happen in a relationship, your feelings, all of those things. It's no different in business. If you aren't willing to put in the time and build the relationships, you're going to have a really hard time standing out in this very crowded market and competing with machines that can do everything that you do quicker, faster, and easier. So build the relationships, create the connections, and always give first. Thanks so much for tuning in this week. I appreciate you being here. I'll be here next week with another video. In the meantime, be well, take care, and I'll see you soon.